Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about the multi-currency feature of QuickBooks. I am currently using QuickBooks 2020 US version, and of course, the default currency sign is the US dollar sign. So even though I am from the Philippines, I would still be able to use this version of QuickBooks because the reports in QuickBooks doesn't have any currency sign in it. So let's go to the balance sheet report. It doesn't have any currency sign. But if I would like to print invoices, receipts, or other forms from QuickBooks, then I would have to change the currency because the default currency is the US dollar there. And if I will also be dealing with international customers or suppliers and would like to pay in their own currency, then I will need to activate the multi-currency feature. So to do that, I'm going to click Edit, Preferences, and then Multi-Currencies, Company Preferences, and choose Yes, I use more than one currency. But before we turn on the multi-currency, make sure that you have a backup copy because once we turn it on, we can't turn it off. We can't go back. And then we won't be able to use the insights, the income tracker, the bill tracker, the create batch invoices, or the batch delete or void transactions. We also won't be able to create multiple customers in the invoices for time and expenses. And also, we won't be able to exchange information with QuickBooks Mac or copy our file to work with. And then, if we have online payments, we won't be able to do online payment of invoices if it is in multiple currencies. So, are you sure you want to turn it on? I'll click yes. Okay, so I'll click the currencies. It doesn't have the Philippine peso sign, so I'll click view more currencies. And then scroll up to the Philippine peso. Philippine peso is an inactive element. Would you like to use it once or make it active? I'm going to make it active. Again, there's another warning. If we're going to use a non-US home currency, then Intuit payroll and bank feed services are not available. It's only available for US dollar home currency. And once we select the home currency feature, we won't be able to change it back to the non-currency. Are you sure to select a non-USD home currency? I'll click yes. Okay, so and then I will click OK. And we're back to the home page. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a foreign currency bank account. I'll go to the chart of accounts, right click on the new bank, continue, then account number, Chase Bank. The currency is US dollar, and I'm going to input an opening balance. So 5,000, September 1st, and the exchange rate is 51 pesos. I'll click OK. Save and close. I'm going to click no for the online banking. Okay, so I have my US dollar bank account. I'm going to the customer center and I'm going to add a US dollar customer, Control N, Chocolate House, and the currency is US dollar. And I'm going to leave the other information blank. I will click OK. And I will customize the columns in our customer list so that it will show the currencies of the customers. So just right click and then customize columns. And I'll remove the attached column and I'm going to add the currency column. Add. Okay, click OK. All right, there. So this is my US dollar customer. I'll go to the vendor center and I'm going to add a US dollar supplier. So right click and then new vendor, San Diego Chemicals. And the currency is US dollar. I will click OK. I will also customize the columns. Right click and then customize columns. Remove the attached column and add the currency. Here's our US dollar vendor. So the multi-currency feature allows us to assign a specific currency type for our bank accounts. And then we can also add credit card accounts in another foreign currency type. And then we can add customers and vendors with other currency types. And QuickBooks will also automatically create an accounts receivable and accounts payable in the other currency account. Before we will record any transaction involving foreign currency, we will first update our foreign currency rates. So I'll go to list and then currency list and go to the US dollar currency. We have the option to automatically download the foreign currency rates from the internet, but we will not be able to do that because we are not using the US dollar as our home currency. But to download the latest exchange rate, you can click the activities drop down arrow and then download the latest exchange rates. Okay, so here is the warning that we won't be able to download the exchange rate since we are not using the US dollar as the home currency. But what we can do is we're going to manually input the exchange rate for a specific date. So I will highlight the US dollar currency, go to the drop down the currency tab and then click edit currency. And then I'll put in the date. So the date today is September 29. The exchange rate is 51. Then September 30, I'll assume that it's 51.20. Then October 1, I will assume that's 51.3. I will do 3 dates for now. I'll click OK. So let's try to create a bill using our foreign currency vendor. I will click enter bills and then San Diego. And the date is September 29. I will click OK. So the exchange rate is 51 pesos as what we have set up in the currency list. And then I will just disregard the other information. I will go to the expense tab. The expense that I'm going to use is air supplies for $2,000. Okay, I will leave the other information optional. And if you can see, it automatically gives you the peso equivalent of $2,000, 102,000 pesos. I will click save and close. Let's pay the bill. So my vendor is San Diego. There's no open bill because we're going to change the AP account to the US dollar account. So QuickBooks automatically creates a US dollar accounts payable account. Okay, so here's our payable. I will click this. So I will pay the entire amount of $2,000 and the date is September 30. Okay, so the exchange rate automatically changes to 51.2 as what we have set up. But you can also manually change this if you would like to. So you can make it 51.5. But for the purpose of this training, I'm going to make it 51.2. And then find check number. And of course, the money should be coming out from the US dollar account. All right, I will click OK here. I will click pay selected bills. And then the check number, I will click OK. We will see if we have gain or loss on the foreign exchange rate. I'll go to the chart of accounts. Here's the account for the exchange gain or loss, which is automatically created by QuickBooks. I will double click this and change the date. So we have a foreign currency loss of 400 pesos because the exchange rate when we set up our accounts payable on September 21 was 51 pesos. But when we pay the bill on September 30, the exchange rate was higher, which is 51.20 pesos. So we have an exchange loss of 400 pesos. Since we are now using the Philippine peso as our home currency, we can now print our invoices from QuickBooks using the Philippine peso currency sign. I'll click Create Invoices and then Preview. All right, so we have our Philippine currency sign there. I'll click close. Okay, so all of our reports in QuickBooks will also be using the home currency. So I'll go to the chart of accounts, and the balance in our Chase bank account is $3,000. But if we're going to generate a balance sheet report, this amount will be converted to the Philippine peso. I'll go to reports, company and financial, and then balance sheet report. All right, so there, the balance in our Chase bank account is 152,600 peso. For more QuickBooks tutorials, tips, and tricks, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.